YouTube, this Quentin again. Basically, this is the continuation of what I was talking about my truck. Like I said, at 17,000 miles, the truck broke down on me. It was like 111 degrees outside. I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm talking about, luckily, when it broke down, the truck went in maintenance mode. But I was on the hill getting ready to go towards, almost get on the entrance ramp to get on the highway. And I'm talking about as soon as I was going on the incline, I didn't hear anything, nothing. It just said the truck flashed reduced power. And I had no transmission. Everything just went to new. It felt like everything was in neutral. And the RPMs went up whenever I tried to do anything. So I basically pulled over. Man, I'm on the hill, right? So I had to coast and bag my way down that hill until I got on the shoulder. But the way the shoulder was almost near entrance ramp. So basically, I felt like I wasn't far enough over. So I literally bagged my way on to the shoulder of the grass because I wanted to be as far out the traffic as I could. So I bagged my way on the shoulder of the grass, and the way everything looked, the truck like went up a hill or whatever. I guess the grass was hilly, and the truck, the trailer went up on the hill. The truck was turned one way. It looked like a car. It looked like a wreck. So I called the dealership because I got the extended warranty on this thing. I got the whole 9. And once again, it's a 2021 GMC Sierra 2500 with a 6.6 liter gas, 6.6 liter. Yeah. So basically, I called the dealer. They sent the tow truck. It took him about an hour and a half for him to get there. And then when he got there, good thing he was the owner's son. So he literally towed my truck. He connected my trailer, and he took my trailer, dropped my trailer off of my house for an additional $75 out of my pocket. But that was nothing. I was really grateful for it because I did not want to leave my truck and trailer on the side of the road. Now, and I didn't have my trailer locks. I didn't have nothing. Now I ride with my wheel chocks and my locks from her on ever since that happened. So I lucked up with that. But let me start getting started. So like I said, I lucked up with that situation that I was able to incur of. And like I said, that was my main objective. What am I gonna do with my trailer? I wasn't worried about the situation at hand. It was literally, what am I going to do with this trailer? Hold on, I'm missing keys, people, everything. So once we got that situation taken care of, everything just lifted off me because the way I couldn't use my hitch on nobody else. I know people with 1500s, but I don't know anybody with a 2500. And the people I know with trucks, it's all for show. They not towing, they not nothing with them. So basically, when I got to the dealer, they had said, they gave me the full spiel. They had said they have a shortage on parts. So they tell you all this up front. They said, we have a shortage on parts. So if your part is on back order, you're not going to be able to get your vehicle back until that part becomes available. Remember, at that point in time, I'm cutting like with the 40, with the additional 40 I just told you I had. Okay, with the additional 40 yards I told you I had. Mind your way when you let the door up.
You should be parking about it. It's backed up.
What's that? No, it ain't. What you talking about? Out of here. But like I said, with the additional work I had, I was probably at about 50. I was cutting 50, anywhere from 50, about 56, 57 yards a week. Excuse me for that, but I'm back. Yeah, so basically, like I said, I had about 57 yards that I was cutting, and it went down on me. And then when I first called back the next day, the lady told me in service, due to the situation at hand, I had to wait on a journeyman mechanic for my situation. So, and he was not available for the next 3 days. So I had to wait 3 days. It was 3 days before the mechanic could look at it. He finally became available. And I talked to her. She told me that first they were going to take apart the transfer case to make sure nothing fell within it. So that's when I knew I was looking at a transmission issue. So it's not even hers. Excuse me, people, I'm working and talking. So when I found out it was a transmission issue, I officially knew we had problems. Then, so they took the transfer case apart. Nothing was wrong with it. Then they took apart up on it. And come to find out, transmission was the issue. It had they said I'm gonna continue the story. We get in the truck so I can break out the paperwork and read it to you, because I don't remember the names of this stuff. I just know it wasn't a good deal. Not for me, it wasn't. Get to some more footage and I'll be right back. I'm done cutting it. Of course I gotta blow it off, but as you all notice, I finally had a chance to bend the, actually I didn't bend it. It happened by accident. The bar right here, it bent back because I went through a bush. This got caught on the bush and it bent it back. And I was like, wait a minute, I can put my extension on it. And then I actually rebent it to fit how I want it to fit. So it drops right over the engine. And then close it. All I gotta do is that. And it closes right on up. So now I don't have to, with the advanced system by Ballard Industries, now I don't have to get off and close it. It's made pretty much made for a stand-on or a zero turn. The stand-ons and the zero turns, you can literally reach down and reach the handle and move it up and down. But for a walk behind, you have to buy this extension piece for additional price, whatever that costs. I forgot. I bought it last year or something. But for the walk behind, this piece has to bend back. Then you put the extension on, turn it how you want it. Then you got to test it dropping down. And it's all the way open, right across the perfect. That way, so that saves me $200. Because I thought I was going to have to buy the quick shoe. The quick grass flap and the quick shoe works by, if I'm not mistaken, by a cord. Not, you know, inside of they put it inside of some type of tubing, and it's basically a cord releasing it and holding the cord. But I didn't do it. I guess when I bought it, I didn't do enough research. I couldn't necessarily find research on does it work for a walk behind, because when you go to order it, they ask you what type of mower it is, this and that. But when I got it, the thing was the actual handle was sticking straight up, right up. So when I put this on, it was sitting right here, straight up. You couldn't reach that if you wanted to. But now, all I got to do is operate the clutch, put it in neutral or whatever, and move it how I want to move it. Beautiful. Not necessarily put it in neutral, but put the neutral locks on. This weekend, I'm gonna have to get the cutoff wheel. I mentioned in my last video, but I'm gonna have to get the cutoff wheel and so I can fit my Catch Pro bagger on her. Once I get that, I'm fully ready for leaf season. I'm not no big setup, but I can get a hell of a lot done better than what I did last year. It's gonna cut jobs and say at least it's gonna take 75% less time. Cause I've been doing leaves all throughout the week, just practicing and stuff. And then I had one of my accounts. He wanted all the leaves in his yard mulched up. I'm talking about it's gonna help me tremendously do what I have to do this leaf season. All right, time to start trimming. Well, I'm gonna edge first. All right, basically, I'm back in the truck. Let me let a few windows down real quick. So, as I said before I got the mowing, I'm gonna recap first. First, out of nowhere, I just lost power, and they call that maintenance mode. So basically, you can't damage it. Like when they go in full maintenance mode, some modes allow you to use 25% of the power of the truck. But in my situation, it went in full maintenance mode, which basically kicked everything off and nothing but neutral while I was headed up a hill. So, like I said, I dropped it off. 3 days later, I got a call from them. No, it wasn't even 3 days later. This all happened on a Tuesday. I dropped the truck off pretty much on that Tuesday. Of course, they gave me a rental, but the problem was I had nothing to use for all my yards. So I get a call back from them on that Friday. Was it Friday? Friday it was Thursday about them taking the thing apart, and they was basically giving me updates because they knew my situation. I told them I cut grass. I used the truck for my business, so I need it back as soon as possible. Turn this off out, running on my gas. But so I told them I need it back as soon as possible. So I didn't know. The lady said she got me. She know my situation, so she's going to expedite it. Mind you, the truck didn't get actually looked at until that Friday. So by the next Tuesday, but the Tuesday came up again, I got a call back that what they call it, the journeyman mechanic of theirs. They have a few journeyman mechanics that handle certain situations. So I get a call. She said the journeyman mechanic is working on your truck. They're going to, like I told you, they said he's going to take the transfer case out. Boom, took the transfer case. We already talked about this. Took that out, put it back in, no problem. Dropped the transmission, took it all the way apart, found the issue, and then they had to basically go over and check everything else due to that's the procedure for that job. So let me get to the paperwork. I'll read you what the paperwork says. It says concern or whatever. Yeah, concern. Customer states that the power reduced message is showing. Please check and advise. Then they got what happened. Broken output shaft to the clutch housing. It would not move in any gear. Only park would work, which is true. And then what they got? Correction. Duplicate concern. Scan with GDS2 and monitor and input and output speeds. Show them, but the vehicle would not move. Because they had to tow it into the shop, of course. Remove transfer case. Put vehicle into gear with key and turn transmission. Output shaft freely with no drag at all. Remove transmission and disassemble to find. This is what they did. They removed the transmission and disassembled to find the output tail shaft had broken at the final gear clutch basket. They cleaned all debris from the internal parts and installed new output shaft assembly. Reassembled the transmission and filled with Dex 6 fluids. Reinstalled in the vehicle. Performed transmission cooler flush procedure machine to flow at 2.5 GPM, 82 degrees, cycle 291, DAC 5 CD 6 for whoever understand what that is. Start vehicle and perform transmission field procedure test operation. Labor 7.3, I guess that's hours. L multiplier 1.5 flag 10.9 diagonal 0.90. I guess that's the degree, whatever that is for. And then they're giving all the parts that they use and everything. And also I complained about my brakes. They replaced all my brakes I don't know what's going on with this vehicle and the brakes, but I'm getting unnecessary squeaking at almost all times. So I'm going to order me some aftermarket brake pads, probably some all ceramics, because I don't hear all these other trucks squeaking, and I don't like that. It sounds raggedy. Even when I had my older vehicles, my old schools and everything, I never kept cheap brakes on them. I always ran all ceramics. I had to order them. I usually ordered those from I forgot, one of them speed shops. But like I said, that's what happened with the truck. Basically, after they did all that, like I told you, she called me on Tuesday. By the following Tuesday, which was 2 weeks, I get a call. Come pick up your vehicle is ready at 12 o'clock. And so they had it for 2 weeks. During that 2 weeks, I have never pushed so many lawns in 100, and I'm talking about, I don't have small yards. I pushed mowed every yard I could do without killing myself, due to the fact it was 103 plus degrees for those 2 weeks. Matter of fact, we had been it was springtime. We were in 100-degree weather ever since the spring. As soon as August got here, that's when we started getting 80s and 90s and regular 90s. That's when the weather started coming. It went straight into spring, 100-something degree weather. So basically, I pushed mowed every lawn I could, because some of my properties are like 2.5 acres. You know that wasn't happening. So I pushed mowed every yard that I could, and I ended up renting a U-Haul. And my 15-foot U-Haul, I'm gonna give you a guy's idea. If you have a walk behind, I bought some of those ramps. Those 52-inch walk behinds fit perfect in between those wheel well covers in the 15-foot U-Haul. You cannot fit anything bigger than that 52. And when I say that's why the sides of mine are scratched up on the sides of the deck, because it fits in there perfectly. Which means once you come up the ramps, you just gotta let that thing go and hit them, and then throw it in neutral until you get it up there. But I was renting that U-Haul. That U-Haul was costing me almost $180 a day. So basically, I took a loss, but I still got my work done. And then when I got done, I took a little setback. Of course, we talking about 2 weeks without my truck. But when I got done and everything, it all worked out. Might have lost some cash, might have missed out on a lot of money, but at the end of the day, I still had all my customers. So, of course, I was mad, pissed off. I was to the point where I'm like, I'm never buying a jet. I literally, you all just do not know. My dad told me they got their Ford shipments. I almost wouldn't trade this in and bought a 2500 Ford. It was that bad. I was thinking about it that much to where I was ready to take this thing in. But at least I bought it from one of the bigger GMC dealerships. It is Laura GMC in Collinsville, Illinois. They take care of everybody. Basically, you see more Laura trucks with a Laura tag on than anywhere in St. Louis, and this is in Illinois. Went all the way over there and got it. So basically, when I ordered it, yeah, I started to go and trade it in, but then I thought, I got the truck back in 2 weeks with that type of issue. It wasn't bad. As soon as he took it apart, he had that thing diagnosed, fixed, part ordered. I wasn't on back order and everything. So I thank all the people in service department of Laura GMC. I'm glad I went and bought my truck from them. I will buy another one due to the service was right. If my service was wrong, you'll see me in the all black Ford right now, 2500. Because my father works for the Ford dealership, so I could have got that. But the problem, when I bought this, I wanted to go to the Ford dealership, but they didn't have any trucks. They didn't have anything available. All they had was the pre-orders that went through. Reason why I got this, I called. I put down the money to hold the vehicle, reserve it. All I had to do is wait for it to get built. That's it. I got a call. I did that November 4th of 2020. And December 18th, they told me, my salesman sent me the VIN number and told me put the insurance on it and come and get it. And We worked out a deal, and of course with the finance, all I had to do was walk in. I went and test drove the truck. It had like 4 miles on it. I went and test drove it. Only that's because they had the PDI and all that. So I went and test drove the truck. By the time I got back, the finance guy, I was at the dealership for probably about 35 minutes. I will never buy another vehicle and wait on it. I'm going to come fill everything out or do it online, talk to a sales rep, and just sit back and wait for them to call you. There's no reason to sit in that dealership all day waiting on them to work out a deal. Just go home. So once again, it's Elite Cuts Lawn Care, and that was my problem. And that was at the height. That happened. Matter of fact, let me tell you, that happened to me at, the date was 7/18. That's the time in was 7/5. It was when it happened. I got it back 7/18. So 2 weeks. I was mad, but they got it. They got it good, man. They did me right. I can't complain about being done right. I hate the part broke on me, but I can't complain about good service. Good service supersedes overall, because at the end of the day, anything can happen to whatever you buy. But if you got good service, you don't care. It was a setback, but it was fixed. I got it back in 2 weeks. Cost me some money, and of course, the note is still mine. I pretty much own everything but this truck. So I can't complain about anything. Once again, it's Elite Cuts Lawn Care. I'm out.